Hi everyone, hi, it's George here. And yeah, I thought I'd give you a little bit of news from the Philippines. Basically, I'm just going to show you how the Philippines is preparing for the numerous earthquakes that are about to hit soon. And as you know, there have been earthquakes all over the world increasing in intensity. And when I look at the earthquake map, I'm kind of puzzled. It's as though, if someone's been firing darts around this area and missing the Philippines. So it's either that we are being protected by the mercy of God, uh, or there may be a big one. We don't know, but either way, we have to prepare. And so I just want to show you where we are. And incidentally, the temperature in the Philippines has been so hot. This is the temperature indoors. Okay, 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, and here we are in context of area. We're smack in the middle of Southeast Asia. What I'm showing you here is the fault system that runs across Metro Manila, which is the largest city in the Philippines, which is actually a conurbation of several cities. And that line shows you where it goes through. It goes through a heavily populated areas. And the Marikina fault system is what caused the Marikina Valley to appear. So here's a picture of the Marikina Valley. You'll see there the mountains in the distance. And where I'm taking that picture from actually is from the back of my house. And the reason why it's high up, it's not because my house is built on is a tall house. That's just being taken on the second floor. But the reason is that my townhouse is actually located on the edge of a cliff, and the reason the cliff is there is because the cliff actually is just next to the Marikina fault system. Because a few hundred years ago, there was a massive earthquake in this area, and it caused the ground on the place where my house is built now to rise. So I'm actually built on underneath. If you can see outside, I don't want to take too many photos of this area because we're always advised not to take too many pictures. They'll tell you where you live, right? But basically, there's like a rock underneath, and you can see the exposed rock on the cliff if you were to go down. And over there on the other side, it's all flat. And the reason is that those the sediment that's been piled up over the years. So in an earthquake, that entire area that you're seeing will liquefy. And basically the shaking would cause the soil to become like a liquid, and a lot of the structures in there will actually collapse. And we're overdue. Actually, according to the seismologists, we're due for one now. At the time that we got this place, actually, we were not very knowledgeable about earthquakes, and we got it for the view. And it's actually a nice view, and it's got a nice breeze. It's also next to a fault line. All right. So we have to prepare. What to do? Well, you see there actually in the distance. I'm zooming into a building. Yes, you'll see there a structure there. That's actually the church I go to. It's a Christ Commission Fellowship. It's the largest, I think, the largest evangelical church in the Philippines now. It's been growing exponentially all over the Philippines. And what basically it uses a model of basically discipleship groups that multiply in order to grow the church. And that's the best way to prepare for an earthquake. It's not by building extra foundation on your house or maybe staying away from a fault line. You can't stay away from a fault line in the Philippines because the entire Philippine archipelago is built. The reason that the islands exist at all is because all of them are volcanic islands. It's all volcanoes. And so and if it's not a volcano, it's a fault line. It's very, very, very shaky around here. Although we haven't had a big one recently. The only way to prepare for an earthquake is to make sure that you accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. Because then, only then, is your future secure. Your eternal destiny depends on it. Now, supposing an earthquake did happen, and you were killed. Well, if you accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, you would immediately be with Him. And you would be in fellowship with Him in heaven. You will be back home. right? So don't worry, right? Prepare by accepting Jesus the Christ as your Lord and Savior now. Okay, George signing off.